in a quiet suburban town, the kind where everyone knows their neighbors. A story unfolded that still sends shivers down the spines of those who know it. It all began in the dead of night. Imagine a peaceful street, bathed in the pale glow of streetlights. Suddenly, the silence is broken. At the local 911 dispatch center, a call comes in. The time is 2:17 a.m., but there's no voice on the other end, just an unsettling, dead silence. The call is traced to the home of an elderly woman named Margaret Holloway. Police are dispatched to her modest house for a wellness check. They find Margaret.com, maybe a little confused, but perfectly fine. She insists she didn't make any call and seems completely unaware of the incident. The officers leave, noting it as a strange but harmless glitch. But the calls don't stop. Night after night, at the exact same time, 2:17 a.m., the dispatch center receives another silent call from Margaret's number. The operators grow more and more unnerved. They listen intently, trying to catch any sound. Once, an operator thought they heard something, a faint, almost imperceptible noise in the background, like something shifting or scratching. A wave of dread begins to ripple through the dispatch center. What was happening in that quiet little house? Then, a heavy snowstorm blankets the town, cutting off roads and power. For a few nights, the calls stop. The dispatchers feel a sense of relief, assuming the storm had something to do with it. But when the snow finally clears, a welfare check is ordered for Margaret, who hasn't been seen since before the storm. It's time. The police find a scene of chilling stillness. Margaret Holloway is found in her favorite armchair, having passed away peacefully in her sleep. The house is cold and silent. The case seems closed, a sad but natural end. But the mystery was just beginning. As the police were finalizing their report, the phone at the dispatch center rang again. It was Margaret's number, 2:17 a.m. The officers at her house were stunned. They checked the phone in the living room. Its cord had been completely disconnected from the wall. How was the call being made? Their investigation took a bizarre turn. While searching the home, they found a second, old, non-functional phone tucked away in a dusty closet. The silent 911 calls were originating from this disconnected, broken device. This impossibility led them to search the house more thoroughly. Their attention was drawn to a door in the hallway leading to the basement. It was strange. The door wasn't just locked, it had been painted shut, with thick layers of paint sealing it into its frame. It looked as if someone had been desperate to keep something or someone from getting out. With a crowbar, they forced the door open, the dried paint cracking and splintering. What they found inside was the heart of the nightmare. It was a small, bare, windowless room. In the center stood a single, solitary chair, but it was the walls that made their blood run cold. They were covered from floor to ceiling in deep, frantic scratch marks. It was a testament to sheer, unadulterated terror. Then, an investigator noticed a small digital recorder on the floor near the chair. He pressed play. The audio that filled the room was horrifying. It was the sound of someone trapped, their desperate pleas muffled, their fingernails clawing relentlessly at the walls. A raw symphony of despair. The recording captured the final moments of a person imprisoned in the dark. The investigation soon uncovered that a distant relative had been living with Margaret for a short time before her death. This relative had vanished without a trace right around the time the strange calls began. Had they trapped someone in that room? And if so, who? Was it their own spirit, forever bound to that broken phone, crying out for help from beyond the grave? The house was eventually demolished, erased from the suburban landscape, as if it never existed. But the story doesn't end there. The town tried to forget, to move on. Yet, long after the rubble was cleared away, dispatchers at the 911 center would sometimes report a phantom call. Silent line appearing on the screen at 2:17 a.m. from a number that no longer existed. The mystery of Margaret Holloway's house remains unsolved, a chilling local legend that reminds us that some calls for help can never be disconnected. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed diving into the unknown, be sure to subscribe for more mysteries.